Hey, what's up everyone? Thanks for coming back to my channel. If you're new, thanks for showing up to my channel. My name is Tony, coming from the DMV area. For those that don't know, it's DC, Maryland, Virginia here in the States. Created this channel to create an environment for intellectual thinking in terms of business. When I go on YouTube, I see a lot of channels that are focused on entertainment. And when it came to serious topics, I didn't really see it. So I thought it was best to create a channel where other individuals like myself can flock to voice our opinions and say what's on our mind as far as issues that are going on in Nigeria, solutions that can be implemented in Nigeria, and just a way to collaborate with other like-minded people that are here but they don't know how to connect. So for this video, I wanted to put out say 7 different suggestions as far as doing business in Nigeria. Now this can be applied to Africa, it can really be applied anywhere, but of course this channel is about Nigeria and Nigerian excellence. So it's best to focus on Nigeria, so I'm giving you content that you're out there looking for. So please like, subscribe, share this channel. Definitely need your help. It's still a new channel that I created this year, and without you all, this message won't be getting out there. So definitely share as much as you can. Tell it to your friends, and let's get started. All right, so the first thing when it comes to starting a business in Nigeria, of course, is research. You gotta know exactly the area that you're trying to get into. You have to do your due diligence. We hear this time and time again, but I think when you say certain words over and over, the meaning kind of gets away from it. But when you're dealing with money, it's very important, especially in Nigeria. There's so many obstacles in Nigeria that just can trip you up. And you want to be in a position where you're for the most part covered all your bases. Now you're not going to be perfect and everything, especially starting out the gate. If you're new to entrepreneurship, if you're just new to business, it's going to be hard. And you got to show tough. You got to have tough skin, and you just got to keep fighting through. So definitely research. So okay, I'll give you an example. So one of the first things, ideas that I had about Nigeria as far as investing was agriculture. Of course, agriculture is very big in Nigeria. It's not being it's not being utilized. It's not being taken advantage of as it should by Nigerians. So anyway, so starting with agriculture. So the first thing I think about, okay, what am I gonna grow? What am I gonna do to farming? What are the most profitable businesses in Nigeria that can really expedient my returns on investment? So that's number one. Then of course you got to break it down. All right, which region is best? What region do I want to stick to? How's the competition? Am I gonna face criticism for doing methods that are different from everyone else? Like just whatever that comes to mind. You want to know what you're getting yourself into. You want to see what can trip you up, what can hold you down. All this comes into research and knowing exactly what you're trying to do. You want to be an expert in this field. You want to be an expert in what you're trying to do. If you're not passionate about it, then it's just you're not going to work. You're not going to have longevity. You're going to burn out, and then you're going to be back telling your friends, oh yeah, Nigeria is hard, I lost money and stuff like that. Well, I mean, that's on you. So definitely do your research, and you should be fine. All right, so number two you want to do is read about business topics. What I mean by that is learn about what it means to do business. You are not going into it with the mindset of an employee. You are an employer. You are a potential business owner. You are a partner, if that's the case. You are not an employee, so get out that mindset of expecting a paycheck, expecting to do everything, just your job, and thinking everything else will fall into place. No, that's not what you're trying to do. So in order to inhibit that thinking, you need to read books. You need to read a lot of books from different people. I can suggest books that I've read, but I mean, I've read so many different kinds. Like, just read, as long as you're reading something that carries weight. So when you go on Amazon, just look at the reviews and look to see what sparks your interest, what will be an interesting read for you. Example is, okay, how do you do your finances? How do you look at the numbers? How do you scale your business? How do you make it repeatable? What else can I think of? Well, as far as buying product, what's the best way to buy product? How do you find clients? How do you engage with the customer? What's the psychology behind selling, buying? All the stuff you want to research. Now, of course, you don't have to. You can, just say, okay, well, I have a product, buy low, sell high. You can go with that mindset. I mean, that's very elementary. But if you do it like that, then in my opinion, I feel like you're gonna get burned, especially in Nigeria. It's not gonna last. Like, you gotta take that extra step. The more you put in, the more you're gonna get out. If you half-ass everything, then I mean, you can't be upset with the results that you get. You should be going with a mindset of you're trying to. It's not just for yourself, trying to make money for yourself, but it's also to empower whoever you're trying to sell to. Even if it's just a little bit of cakes, sweet cakes, or maybe it can be beauty products. Like, you have to go with the mindset that you are helping to elevate the spirits of someone that is going to be buying your product. You want to be seen as a professional, as an expert in what you're doing, and to get there, you have to read. You gotta attain that knowledge so you can be the best, and you can offer a product that is of great quality and also affordable. So keep that in mind when you're reading and choosing the books that you're seeking out. All right, so number three, you want to talk with individuals or companies, both, that are already successful in the realm, the industry that you're in. Whether the company is big or small, if they're making a profit and they have been in business for, let's just say, like 5 years, they're doing something right. Learn from what they're doing. Even if you can't talk to someone specifically, go in their stores or go on their website and look at how they set up their systems, create their systems. Look at how they do business. Look at the products that they sell. Look at the imagery that they promote. Is everything consistent? Every time you order from them or do business with them, is the service consistent? It's very important when it comes to business. You do not want to be erratic in dealing with your customers. Your customers they don't know what to expect, and in turn, naturally they'll look for another product that is consistent. They know once they go in the store, they know what they're gonna get. I'm sure we all experience businesses where, let's just say if it's a restaurant, we'll go in one time, it's excellent, it's great, the food is good, the service is good, and next time we go in, the waiters are not as attentive, the food is not how it used to be as far as the quality. It's just something is off, and then you could go back again, maybe it's good again. It's just, you can't put your finger on, you can't give it a good rating because it's always changing. And it's like, I'd rather deal with something that I know what to expect when I spend my money. So, I'm taking a trip out to this store or this restaurant. I don't want to wonder if I'm going to get a good service or a good product. I'd rather go somewhere where it's consistent, even if it's not the best quality like the store I was going to. At least know what I'm getting is going to be consistent. So, just talk to individuals if you can. Look at companies. Maybe they can give you tours. Sometimes they, the managers or the bosses will be very excited to see someone that has interest. All right, number 4. So make multiple trips to survey the landscape. You have to make multiple trips to Nigeria. It can't be once a year. It's just not going to work. If you're really trying to grow a business in Nigeria or Africa, and you're living in the U.S. here in the U.S. or in the U.K., you got to make multiple trips. You got to see what's going on. Nigeria is always changing. Africa is always changing. There's so much stuff going on. There's a whole bunch of elections going on this year and next year. That's just going to change the outlook of a lot of these countries. So it's your job to be that person that is going to make sure, okay, is this going to be a long-term investment I can get behind and possibly have other people invest in me. Show your receipts, show your videos, take your pictures. So in the possibility that you do have people that want to invest in you, you have something to bring them. Don't just say, oh yeah, invest in me, I got this idea, and you can't really detail anything. Like, have your books, all your ducks in a row. Have your books in order. Take your pictures. Record everything. Write down everything, and bring it with you. So now, not only for potential partners, it's also for yourself. And then when you got some free time, you can look at everything and say, okay, I notice it's been changing from this time of the year to that time of the year. Maybe this is the hot season. I should gear up everything for this season versus the other season. Like, all this stuff you should be getting a feel for when you go over there. Also, it allows you to interact with the locals down there. If you're not interacting with the locals, then how do you expect to really have a successful business? You got to be in the mind of your consumer. You got to be on the streets. You can't be afraid. You got to know what's going on, because to me personally, if you're not there and you're kind of just throwing money at people to take care of stuff for you, it's like it kind of feels like a colonial type approach to it. Like, you don't want to interact with the people there. You rather just throw money and have your representatives do the the busy work. And it's like, we're not about that. We're trying to engage with the people there. We're trying to influence the people there. We're trying to empower the people there. You can't do it if you're away in the comfort of your home, and you just go back here once a year if it's holiday, and you go to check up on stuff. Like I said before, if you half-ass when it comes to business, that's exactly what you're going to get. And trust me, I know this from experience. You can't cheat it. The more you put in, the more you're gonna get out. And of course, when you get out more, you're helping more people in the end. While you're doing all of this, you have to expect to fail at some point. It happens to all business owners, or usually a high percentage of businesses. I'll just say that. You're gonna fail at some point. No one is perfect. Everyone makes mistakes. It's all growing pains. It's all part of the game. Like, you're just going to go through it. The sooner you realize that, the sooner it takes away a lot of the fear. Because naturally we don't want to mess up. We want to do everything perfect. It ain't gonna happen. It's impossible to do everything perfect, especially when it comes to Nigeria, because unfortunately Nigeria is not good at keeping records. So when it comes to your industry, it's very hard to know, okay, what was going on in the past? What are the trends? What's the market estimation? What's the market analysis? Do we have graphs on this quality of soil that I'm trying to grow on? What about this region? Okay, has pollution been messing up the crop growth? Like, all this stuff, Nigeria doesn't really keep records on it. So now it's up to you to start your own records, which is difficult, and it will put you in a position to fail at some point. But with every strong business owner, just having that tenacity to keep on going is what really separates those that are built for this and those that are not. So yes, even with my own business, I failed a couple times, but I don't let it stop me. I mean, still the freedom of doing what I want to do is completely worth it. And that's why I'm just like, you just keep going. I know I can do more, and eventually, the skies start to brighten up, and it's just like, okay, this is just another season that I got under my belt. So don't worry about failing or tripping up or people looking to ridicule you when things don't happen your way the first time. Those are your haters. Just keep moving with it. Expect to fail. That's how you learn the most. When you fail, that's when you learn, and you take that and you grow from it and you do better. All right, so we got number 6. I feel this is very overlooked when it comes to at least my generation of Nigerians in the diaspora. We don't really pay attention to the political environment that's going on. Yeah, I know we all know about politics in Nigeria is corrupt. It's very difficult to have faith in the direction of the country when you keep seeing the same foolishness go on. But nonetheless, you don't want to run from it. You want to at least be somewhat engaged or somewhat knowledgeable of what's going on in the country. Is it good for businesses? Is it good for certain businesses? Are they making policies that would benefit you? These are, you're trying to save money. At the same time, you're trying not to lose too much money. So you got to know, okay, who are the politicians coming in? Even if it's not on the federal level, look at the state level. Look at the governors, what they're about. Where are their track records about? Do they create an environment for business owners to do what they want to do? Or are they very oppressive when it comes to certain businesses? When you're there surveying the landscape, ask the questions like, do these governors or, these state governors, are they all about, okay, you got to bribe me if you want to continue to succeed or grow your business, or are they pretty much, oh yeah, just, I don't care what you do as long as you're not causing disruptions or you're not hurting the people, then you are free to do whatever you want to do for the most part. It's very important because it can make or break your business, obviously. Example, you have doing business in Cuba versus New Zealand. There's a big difference. Cuba is a communist country and they don't allow outsiders to do business. That's just their political position. They are all about the government taking care of their people and doing everything. Versus New Zealand is said to be one of the best, easiest countries to have a business. They create an environment where it's easy to start a business and you don't have to jump through so many hurdles to get your business up and running. So that's why very important at least to be aware of what's going on. Last but not least, I'm sure for the most part everyone knows this. You got to be on the ground. You cannot run a business in Nigeria and not be there. It will not work. I don't know anyone that started a business, has it still operating and wasn't there most of the time, or if at all. It's just not going to work. You're fooling yourself. Save your money and just be in the country, or just do it if you can, just help the people in another way, or do business in another way, or get to a position where you can be in Nigeria for long periods of time, whether if you got to save money, if you got to look for partners, if you got to look for investors, angel investors, whatever the case may be. Make it so that you can actually be there to do business, because if you're not there and you're thinking trusting your family member is going to take care of it for you, or you got a good friend down there, or the people, it's not going to work. I've heard the horror stories so many times, and it doesn't work. Trusting just because they're your family member doesn't mean they have the same passion, motivation, and drive that you do. They are in another environment where a lot of the times they don't know how they're going to get money next month. Nothing is consistent. They don't have consistent paychecks. Day-to-day living is hard. They might not eat consistently the same amount of times they did the day before. And if someone is just tossing them money, of course, they're just going to spend it. When it comes to financial literacy, they're lacking in it. So, delayed gratification, they don't understand it. It is what it is. That's just, you just got to accept it. Don't rely on your family members to take care of your business while you're away. Or if you're going to do that, you need to be making multiple trips and checking up on them and having a system where they don't just have money just sitting in a bank account where they can have complete access to. Be smart and be wise with your money. One thing I was thinking about implementing, at least with me, is, and of course I'm just trying. It could fail. It might not even work. But with the business I'm trying to do, I could probably be flexible with it. But I see a business as a baby. So a baby, when it's first born, it needs so much stuff. So I kind of put it as, all right, I have to be, it takes 9 months for a baby to fully develop in the womb, and then of course is born. And I see it as, when you're starting a business, you should probably be there 9 months out the year, that first year at least, so you can get everything on the ground working smoothly. You can set up your systems, your processes, or whatever it may be, so that for the most part it's running as it should. Maybe you got certain people in charge that you already vetted and you have some confidence in them, a little bit of whatever. Now, it doesn't mean you just abandoned it and you just stayed in your host country and you just think you're just going to collect your money. Now, of course, I wouldn't advise that. That's foolish. What I'm saying is, be there consistently for 9 months, that whole time, and then you can start making your trips and doing what all the stuff that you need to do. But that's just my personal opinion. Of course, do whatever you want to do, and just good luck to you. These tips aren't written in stone. It's just from my own personal experience. All the advice that I was given when I was really serious about investing in Nigeria. Listen to all the stories, both from businessmen and women going to different events, and just seeking that knowledge, looking on YouTube and learning about why certain businesses fail. I'll listen to all their stories, and I'm just writing down everything that seems to be consistent with what other people were saying. So I created this list for myself. I've, for the most part, done some of it. I'm still doing my due diligence. So this is not, I'm still working on it myself. But I see this as common sense things that you can implement now and get your mind ready for when it comes to that point. Also, it's really important to, if you're trying to make money, it's best to surround yourself that have already showed a track record of economic success. So whether it be trying to work on some projects with people that are already succeeding, you can be volunteering with certain companies, businesses, communities, whatever. Join social interest groups. So in the US, they have something called meetup.com. And basically what it is it's a website of different interest groups you can join. So if you have the same interest, you can join them. And, you can engage with people that have the same interests as you. And of course, possibly make friendships and business collaborations is very good. But the whole point is you want to surround yourself with people that have done something tangible, so that they have their experience, you have yours, and then y'all can, work together. Doing this, you don't go into it once again as an employee thinking it's only you that you need to be concerned about. If you're trying to have a successful business in Nigeria, you got to know how to delegate. So you can get a book on knowing how to delegate. You got to know how to work with other people. Now, of course, if you want your main needs and your main interests to be in that business idea that you have, but you also got to know how to work with other people, because other people have skills that you're not as good in, and it will be foolish just to say, okay, well, I can do everything by myself. All right, well, you're gonna fail. It's almost guaranteed you're gonna fail. You can't do everything by yourself. You're gonna burn out, and what's gonna happen is, if you are doing everything by yourself and you don't have anybody working for you, you have, in essence, created another job, because when you're not working in that business, you're not making money. And that's not the point of doing business and having businesses and having corporations or whatever. The whole point is you're trying to get away from that job mindset, and you're trying to create a system where when you're not there, it's still operating efficiently and it's still making you money. Then you have the freedom to really do what you want to do. Of course, you can be in it, but you're not obligated to be in it 24/7. You have the option to, okay, it's working good. I already put in my work, blood, sweat, and tears into this system. It's performing as it should. Even when I'm away, I could go hang out with my friends. I could travel with my friends, travel with my family, and I don't have to worry about some nonsense of, oh yeah, my cousin and his girlfriend or my or her boyfriend took the money and spent it on going to Lagos and partying up for the weekend. Like, no, you don't have to worry about that, because you got your checks and balances inside the company. That's what it's all about. So definitely, let me know what you think about these tips. Let me know if you have your own business struggles. If you try to do business in Africa, Nigeria, or wherever it may be, and you failed and you learned from something, definitely share it in the comments. And it's just, let's create a community of just talking about ways where we can avoid a lot of these issues that seem to plague Africans in the diaspora, Nigerians in the diaspora, when doing business on the continent.